I'd be surprised if we got to fight. I would love it, and I think he's smart. And if the shoe was on the other foot, I wouldn't fight me either. As I said, we can chat about Jon if and when he ever signs a contract with my name on the other side of it, because right now, let's be honest, it's not looking very likely.
How are you? Good, man. Nice to meet you too.
Jon Jones is, without doubt, the greatest MMA fighter of all time, stacking up wins and leaving a trail of defeated opponents behind him. After an unbeaten streak in the light heavyweight division, he moved up to heavyweight, where the stakes are higher than ever. But there's a new challenger in town, Tom Aspinall. Fearless and ready to shake things up, Tom is not just another contender. He's a real threat, and this is the real reason Jon Jones is scared of Tom Aspinall. Now, in a sport as brutal and dangerous as mixed martial arts, the heavyweight division is the most punishing of them all. But Tom Aspinall doesn't just survive, he dominates, making sure he's the one landing the knockout punches. See, Aspinall stands out as a true anomaly at 6'5" and 260 pounds. He's not your typical slow, heavy-hitting heavyweight. Instead, he's a complete athlete, fit, fast, and frightening. His movements aren't what you'd expect from a big guy. He's got the speed of a welterweight, making him unusually agile and tough to catch. This unique blend of attributes makes him a deadly fighter, so much so that even the legendary Jon Jones seems to be steering clear of him. Seeing Tom Aspinall climb to the top of the MMA world has been a wild ride, full of unexpected turns and seriously smart planning. After kicking off his UFC career with a bang by knocking out Jake Collier in the first round back in July, he kept that momentum going by smashing Alan Baldo and then choking out veteran Andrei Arlovski, racking up Performance of the Night awards like they were going out of style. Despite some challenges with opponent changes and cancellations, Tom showed he could roll with the punches and always came prepared. His big moment came when he swiftly submitted Alexander Volkov in 2022, but a knee injury during a fight with Curtis Blades put him on the sidelines for a bit. Tom came back stronger than ever in 2023, tearing through Marcin Tybura in just over a minute. But the real headline came when he stopped in on short notice for an injured Jon Jones at UFC 295. Facing Sergey Pavlovich for the interim heavyweight title, Tom knocked him out in the first round, proving he's not just a contender but a champ. Since joining the promotion in the summer of 2020, the Brit has gone 7-1. His wins have come against the likes of Andrei Arlovski, Sergey Spivak, Alexander Volkov, Marcin Tybura, and of course Pavlovich. His lone loss, on the other hand, came after he suffered a fluky leg injury just 15 seconds into a fight with Curtis Blades. But there's just one challenge remaining that Tom is desperately seeking: unification and fighting the greatest fighter ever. Now, becoming the interim champion usually means you're next in line for a shot at the undisputed title. But there's a catch this time. The current champ is Jon Jones. Jones is widely recognized as the GOAT, and he cemented this status at UFC 285 by making light work of Cyril Gane to claim the UFC Heavyweight Championship. The victory added him to the elite group of fighters who have won UFC titles in 2 different weight divisions. Jones now holds the record for the most wins in UFC light heavyweight title fights at 14. The most successful title defenses in that division at 11, and the most consecutive title defenses there with 8. But it's not just about the numbers. Jones's highlight reel is packed with jaw-dropping submissions and brutal knockouts. Watching him fight is never a dull moment. He always delivers a show. Despite his incredible achievements, Jones has been catching some flack from fans lately because many believe he's avoiding a clash with interim champion Tom Aspinall, choosing instead to fight Stipe Miocic, who is washed up and nearing retirement. Truth be told, as tough as it might be for Jon Jones fans to hear, the criticism that he's dodging Tom Aspinall is spot on. Ever since Aspinall knocked out Sergey Pavlovich at UFC 295 and won the interim heavyweight title, he's been on a mission to get a match with Jones. Aspinall isn't just chasing any fight. He wants to be the one to give Jones his first loss since 2009 and snatch his UFC title while he's at it. Even though Aspinall's been calling Jones out, he's kept it classy. You can tell he really respects Jones and just wants to test himself against the guy many consider the GOAT. They even ran into each other recently at the Arnold Sports Festival in Birmingham, England, and you could feel the tension. Jones seemed a bit off, even removing Aspinall's hand from his shoulder during a chat, and when Aspinall suggested they pose for a face-off photo, Jones wasn't having it and just went for a normal pic instead. That move says a lot. Why dodge a simple photo like that if you're ready to face him in the ring? It really makes you think Jones might not be as keen on this fight as we'd expect. After their encounter, Aspinall hit up his TikTok to share his thoughts, saying, "He's nowhere near as big as I thought. I thought he was a lot taller." But here's the thing, this kind of mindset has always been part of what makes Jones stand out. Jones has this deep fear of not being the best, of losing, and it drives him to prepare obsessively. He digs into every detail about his opponent to ensure he's got the upper hand, and he never just jumps into a fight without ample prep time. Jones has to feel overprepared every single time, convinced beyond a doubt that he can't lose. For him, losing isn't just a setback, it feels like the end of the world. Jones even has a way of giving himself an out in case he loses. He's known for partying hard the week before a fight. This hyper-competitive nature is a big part of why he's been such a dominant champion, yet it also shows how mentally vulnerable he can be. Being on top for so long means his entire identity is wrapped up in being the best. Plus, he knows a lot of fans have been eager to see him fall, ready to jump at the chance to call him overrated. Facing someone like Tom Aspinall is a big risk for Jones. Aspinall is a serious threat, and if Jones were to lose, those critics would have a field day. It's a high-stakes game, and Jones knows it. That's probably why he seems hesitant to step into the ring with Aspinall. It's not just another fight, it's a battle that could redefine his legacy. For one, Tom Aspinall has a key advantage over all of Jon Jones' previous opponents. He's a true heavyweight. At 6'5" and weighing over 120 kilograms, Aspinall moves with a speed and agility that's rare for someone his size, quite different from the light heavyweight fighters Jones has previously faced. Plus, Aspinall is young and fresh, without the wear and tear that accumulates over a long fighting career. Even Aspinall himself sees a clear path to victory against Jones. Another point to consider is that Jones' skill set from light heavyweight might not be as dominant at heavyweight. This division isn't just about strategy or fight IQ, it's about the raw power to end fights instantly, either standing up or on the ground, and that's something Jones has struggled with. He doesn't typically knock people out with one punch like many heavyweights can. Since moving up, he's chosen matchups that favor him, where he can leverage his skills without facing the heaviest hitters. Jones' upcoming fight with Stipe Miocic is a prime example. It's seen as a strategic pick because beating Stipe, a fighter often regarded as the greatest heavyweight due to his record of title defenses, would boost Jones' legacy immensely. However, it's worth noting that Stipe is now 41 and hasn't fought in 3 years, making him a safer opponent for Jones. This matchup with Stipe was perfectly aligned with Jones' plans, especially since it could be his last fight, allowing him to retire as a heavyweight champ. But then, Jones got injured. The Miocic fight was postponed, and Aspinall won the interim title, throwing a wrench into Jones' neatly laid plans. Now there's growing interest in a fight between Jones and Aspinall. A matchup that doesn't carry the legendary status of Stipe, but poses a significant threat to Jones' legacy. Aspinall is not just another opponent. He's a serious challenge, and this fight could redefine how Jones is viewed in the heavyweight division. It seems pretty clear that Jon Jones has his eyes set on retiring with a win over Stipe Miocic. But ideally, Tom Aspinall should be next in line for a shot at Bones when he's back from his pectoral injury. Despite this, Jones and the UFC are keen on him facing the former champ Stipe, which leaves Aspinall hanging. Even if Jones manages to get past Miocic, he's pretty non-committal about facing Aspinall next. Then things got even tougher for Aspinall. Jones made it clear through a series of tweets that he'd rather take on light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira. Jones tweeted, "You actually think me fighting Tom would be more massive than Alex and I colliding? Tom only matters in the UK. Newsflash, Pereira is one of the most polarizing fighters this sport has seen. Tom's a contender who won a belt against another contender. We had to save Madison Square Garden's main event." This shows that Jones is fixated on fighting either an inactive Miocic or Pereira, sidelining Aspinall. The truth is, Jones is dodging Aspinall, downplaying his achievements despite him being the clear #1 contender. However, avoiding Aspinall might even be the smart move for Jones. Aspinall brings a lot to the table: youth, size, power, athletic ability, and a burning desire to top the division. The best outcome for Jones in a fight against Aspinall might be a controversial win, while the worst could be a knockout defeat. So the chances of a Jones versus Aspinall fight happening are pretty slim. We might just have to let that idea go. That said, if Jones does come back just to defeat Miocic and then retire, he'll still be remembered as one of the all-time greats. However, if he returns to solidly establish himself in the heavyweight division and manages to beat Aspinall in a unification bout, it would truly cement his legacy forever. But I'd love to hear what you think about this whole situation. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and as usual, if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more UFC content.